Most people in relationships misconstrue these two things, overprotectiveness and untrusting, and people even utilize it in order to manipulate their significant other. Let me explain real fast. If you are overprotective, you are more worried about your significant other and what the environment might do to them and their safety. However, if you're untrusting, you're more worried about what your significant other would do with the environment around them as well as what mistakes they would make. For example, if you said, hey, I'm going to this event with Jesse and James, I'm only going to be there for about 3 hours. If I ask, okay, what's the location, and just text me that you got there safely, that is not even overprotectiveness, but just the bare minimum of, if they're like, oh, who's James? I mean, when was this event? Why didn't you tell me this sooner? I mean, did you just now hear about it? And even after the event, why didn't you text me during the event? Why wasn't I invited? You see the difference between the questions that are posed? Let's even talk about questions. Asking why. Let's start with this. Most narcissistic mothers ask, oh, why? Why am I never good enough? Am I just a bad mom? They pose these questions to really guilt trip an answer that they want to justify how they treated you. Same thing in relationships. Oh, why did you think that this was a good idea? Why didn't you tell me this? Proposing the question why, that is a clear indication that they want to not understand your thought process, but to question your thought process, question your conclusion that you came to. How about propose the question how? How did this come to be? Asking the question how is more trying to understand their thought process and understand their intent behind their answer. Asking why is questioning their conclusion. Asking how is understanding their conclusion. And people will utilize these two words as a sense of manipulation, trying to make sure their significant other never questions their actions and be more susceptible to control. For example, if they asked, oh yeah, just tell me when you get there. Oh, why? Do you need my location? Why don't you just trust me, dude? Then they're feeling guilty for even asking that question, to where they're like, well, I don't want you to feel like I don't trust you, so I'll no longer ask you questions. Same thing on the other foot. If they're like, why didn't you tell me? Why wasn't I invited? And it's like, oh, do you not trust me? This is just an us event. And it's like, no, I'm just overprotective like that. They put this emotional mask on to where that significant other thinks, oh, they're being overprotective because they care about me, they care about my safety, when all they care about is having control over their significant other, to where they're trying to dilute your sense of what trust is in a relationship so it more fits their narrative than your own narrative. You know when someone's in a manipulative relationship if their conversations seem more like an interrogation, because it's always one person questioning the other's actions instead of vice versa. Having said that, make sure to eat, drink, as well as take your meds. I love you more. Make sure to love yourself, but most importantly, make sure to love others. There's a difference between having an interrogation and a conversation. One is questioning you. The other one is understanding you. Which one are you having with your significant other? Alrighty, bye.